this is going to be a big game for Captain Charles Giazza because he was really quiet in the opener against TCNJ last weekend. Didn't get any points on the board, was visibly frustrated. He's not out on the ice right now, but already he was trying to get the puck on his stick and get closer to goal. That's a play where you want to have some of your forwards breaking into the crease. I mean, Sean Fowler's the guy who was closest. He was in the mid-slot. He should have skated over and gotten in front of the man right there, but just didn't work, and Rittenhouse's shot, while it gets an offensive zone face-off, kind of an open lane that you didn't get any chance from.
Dylan, what are we seeing so far out of this Temple attack?
There was a bit of confusion on the bench. Jason Zambella was tired at the end of his shift, and he wanted to get off. No one on the bench actually was recognizing that he was getting back on the bench. Charles Giazza finally went, but at that point, Temple was down to 4 skaters for a second or two, and just a second or two is huge, especially when they have offensive zone time. Giazza went out to neutral ice and looked for Van Allen past him. It just didn't get to him. Head coach Pat Carroll not happy about the lack of movement from the Owls, telling them to move their feet. No one was moving while Ian Bowles was skating through his own crease to get a play going. Alex Barberini got really lucky that an offensive chance did not come, because when he was skating backwards into the zone, it was a 2-on-2, Kyle Smedley and him. Barberini went over to the side Smedley was at, and it led to a chance that could have been a mini breakaway. If he slid the puck between both of the defensemen, it could have ended up in Cornell having a great shot on goal, but the pass wasn't even there. He didn't even try to make it, but Barberini got lucky there. Well, Chris Williams did a good job of picking up the speed. When he saw that Ian Bowles went off from pinching, because Bowles could have pinched there and he would have missed the play, it was smart by Bowles to just let off, but the mistake there is that when Williams puts on the Jets, Bowles has to turn around and start skating with him because he can't match the speed that Williams had there. Just a broken defensive coverage play, and that ends up in a beautiful goal for Cornell. It's 1-0. All Zambella had to do right there was roll his wrist a little bit more towards the goal because he wasn't able to get that stick parallel with the goaltender, even kind of concaved in there. It just went wide open. Fowler giving a thumbs up to the bench right there. He did a great job. Bill Staley did everything he could to keep that puck in the blue line, in the offensive zone, but Fowler just pushed it over the blue line and got a whistle blown and a little bit of a break for the Owls.
Familiar faces. Now Cornell on the uneven break. Odd man.
Oh, that's a really underrated save right there. Ben Auerbach had to move to his right to put it pad down. Sometimes the sneaky pucks are the ones that are on the ice where it has to be a skate save or at the lower side of the pad. The 25-year-old just left the Marine Corps. He's with them for 4 years, played some U21 hockey in the GTHL, the Greater Toronto Hockey League. The fact that he's here with the Temple Owls is a rare occurrence that you have a guy with that much experience in that many different places. Oh, yeah, he was involved in that one. Brendan LeBombard was the one who made that play happen. Skated centrally, dropped the puck off because coming laterally behind him was Jason Zambella. Zambella gets on the board for the first time as a Temple Owl. That was just a beautiful shot, went just under the glove side arm. And it's a 3-3 hockey game. 42 seconds remaining. Could there be some more here? Cornell's doing a great job of forcing the Owls out wide on the zone entry. They keep having to roll around the back of the net. No trapezoid, obviously, in the ACHA. It's legal for the goaltender to go wherever he wants to go with the puck. But Cornell just absolutely masterful in that pushing out wide. If Temple is able to penetrate the middle of the zone, go into the slot, then they're in good shape.
Giazza coming out, number 5.
Oh, man, Rittenhouse playing dangerously, trying to put that puck back through the blue paint. Not something you want to see as a goaltender, to have your own defenseman trying to throw the puck right in front of you. Well, the Owls are about to go on the Ritchie's penalty kill. Alex Rittenhouse is going to be called for a hook. I was just about to say, I don't understand why he was still out there. He had been out there for well over a minute's worth of time, and that ends up with a hooking call. The Cornell Big Red have an opportunity to give themselves a bit of a cushion here, make this a 5-3 game. It's just not the call you want to see. It's more of a lackadaisical play because you're tired. Guys, there was a little bit of confusion on the bench right when Rittenhouse came out of the box. I still think the Owls had 4 players on the ice because he went onto the bench and no one jumped off for the Owls. I was trying to see who the new man was, if there was one. Did you guys see anybody? I could not see.
Not from my angle, unfortunately.
I counted 4.
That's just a little bit of miscommunication there. Coming out of the timeout, Pat Carroll was really stressing to be very aggressive and get the wheels moving. And whenever you have the puck and they're coming at you, don't force a play over the middle. Don't force a play over the blue line. You want to get that puck down deep. He was really stressing on getting that puck down deep. They've got an amazing chance here. It's their best of the last few minutes. And we'll see how it goes. Draft Tours power play starts now. That third line for the Owls getting their first bit of action, and they kept it in the TCNJ zone for around 50 seconds there. Brendan Ondick, he's playing on the third line tonight. Not something you'd expect from him, but I definitely think Pat Carroll's going for some new guys to get some good experiences here. Heard some voices from the bench right here, making sure Alex Barberini kept his head up and looking around to make sure that that puck wasn't going to slide past him. Whenever you're a defenseman and you're skating backwards, you want to look at the guy's shoulders, the guy's chest, because that's going to tell you where they're going to move with the puck next. Well, if you want to know why Michael Irie is out on that power play unit, he was an all-Delaware County Player of the Year back in high school. He's got a lot of skills. If there's a freshman that you want to look at, there's 10 of them on this team, and you want to look at one of them and say, well, they might be the cream of the crop right there, I think he's a guy you got to look out for. Zambella has to take some better options right there. He's noticeably frustrated coming back to the bench. When you are kind of cut at a tightrope on the blue line and you know the guy's coming out, you don't want to just toss it right into the middle because all of the defensemen were on that blue line. You want to send it down deep. That puck hit the netting behind the net, so we're going to have a whistle. That was a really good Richie's penalty kill for Temple Ice Hockey. I'll tell you what, it's always important to have good special teams in the first game of the season because it's hard to kind of get momentum going on special teams if you don't just start with a spark. And I think that was important. Although there were some loose pucks that they weren't the quickest to get to, they did a good job at kind of stuffing the blue line. I'll tell you what, good play by Alex Barberini so far. This is his sophomore season. And he's been putting a lot of effort into getting his game smoother because he's going to be one of the guys that you see for the next 3 years as one of the leaders of the Temple Owls. He's putting in the work tonight. You know, just saw right there. It's a play that not many people will know this because it's not really fancy, but Ian Bowles trapped against the boards in around his own blue line had two choices. He could either send it back to his teammate who was in the defensive zone just starting to get there, or he could just send it back up the boards. He decided to go up the boards because there were two TCNJ players. One was just kind of like watching him, waiting for him to make that pass into his defensive zone. That would have ended up in a breakaway, a mini breakaway, or a one-on-one opportunity. He decided to go up the boards, and they got a play out of it. That was all Jason Zambello right there because he was going through center ice and he kept forcing the puck in. You know, he might not have the skills with the puck on his stick, but he does have that fight, that power to kind of push the puck going forward, and that's huge if you're trying to get a forecheck going. I don't even think Michael Irie even caught the goalie there. The puck was just on its edge, and when he took the shot, he was trying to lift it, and he lifted it a little bit too much, and with that puck rolling on its edge, it just lifted up, and there wasn't much juice behind that shot either. That was huge for the Owls. They got a lot of defensive guys changed, and they got some forward guys changed. I mean, that's what happens when you forecheck on a penalty kill. This one, a Richie's penalty kill. You get some fresh bodies out there. Brendan Ondick, what an absolute beauty of hand-eye coordination right there. Matthew Gwinnett took a shot from the left point, and he just wristed it on. I mean, that's the kind of shot you put on goal when you want to have a guy get in front of it, and Ondick just was able to deflect it from going into the chest to between the legs in the 5-hole. It's 3-0 Owls, just a couple minutes left in the second frame. Nick Van Allen, his first game since last year, 2019. 18 for the Temple Owls, and he finally gets a goal. He's been really trying to get that puck in down deep. He's been pushing and shoving. He's been trying to rake that puck into the net, and finally his chances gave him a present, and he got that goal.